What it is, like I was saying earlier, you have to understand the dynamic of people's personality type, their traits. You know, what makes them hot, what makes them cold, what makes them warm, what makes them talk, what makes them behave a certain way. You know, their values. Some people in my mind has, because their environment has what I call a poverty spirit. You know, a poverty energy. You know, energy, spirit, energy. You know, they have a scary life. You know, they let fear run their life. Fear run their life. Some people like myself have very little fear. I'm afraid of height. I'm afraid of airplane. I'm afraid of things that I can't control. But if I can control something, I have no fear of it. I'm not afraid to invest money. If I know the industry, I know the product, I know the marketplace, I know how I have enough research data, so I'm not afraid of that at all. But I am afraid of things like I don't know much about. If you would ask me to promote a weight loss product, you know, I personally don't believe in these things. I just don't. It never worked for me. So, you know, but that don't mean it doesn't work. It just, I probably wouldn't be the right guy to promote it. Why? Because I don't have the conviction that this thing works. So, you know, like I said, my friend has some relationship issues, and I'm not a relationship expert, but I believe everybody just, at the end of the day, we are human, and humans have human behaviors, you know, things you can expect. And I believe everybody was born with their personality type, and they kind of build it up based on their environment, where they grew up, where they was born, where their family from, countries come with cultures, you know, the values, you know, the customs. I forget in the customs. Their custom, you know, some people believe that when you get up in the morning, you're supposed to say good morning. You got to greet people in the house, say good morning. Say thank you, please. I personally believe in those customs as well. I believe you should greet people, say hello. I believe you should introduce yourself, and you know, be in gratitude all the time. So I would say thank you, please. The whole scenario, you know what I mean? So mindset. So like the reason why they're not getting along, because this guy, his culture, upbringing, right, says, this is the way you deal with people. This is the way you deal with women. This is the way you deal with men. This is the way you deal with professional. This is what's important. This is what's not important. So, but her value is say, you know what? I don't care about this. I don't care about that. This is what's important. What's not important. What's important is what I say is important. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you have people with those two type of values, two type of issues, you're gonna have conflicts. That's why they don't get along. So some people just value education. So people ask me, "Yo, James, you have a master's degree, you have all this degree. How come you don't put them on the wall?" Well, I don't put my academic achievement on a wall because I believe it create walls. Just like that, it create a wall among you and other people. Some profession is good to demonstrate, to put your academic on the wall, such attorneys, doctors, psychologists. They does that. But the real estate industry, it's all about, this is a result industry. You know what I mean? A degree mean nothing. You could get a degree from NYU, a master's degree in real estate. It's all about result. This is a sales industry. You got to execute. You got to manage. You got to move. What you need a certificate in energy. You know what I mean? You got to drink your protein in the morning. All right? Drink your fiber in the morning, like this right here, like I do in the morning. I drink my, you know, get your supplement, get your vitamins, so you got enough energy to go throughout the day, so you can play with your children, so you could be able to get the job done. You know, that's what you need. You need energy, you need drive, you need commitment, and a little bit of education, right? But if you have drive, you have energy, you don't mind working late, you might working early in the morning, you mind getting the job done, you're gonna make a ton of money. This is a sales industry. Some industries, not like an academic industry. If you're a school professor, it's good to have your credential. Where did you go to school? What certificate what was your test scores? What was your LSAT scores? You know, those types of scenario. But that's what's required for that type of marketplace. So you gotta know what marketplace you're in. know what I mean? So to avoid a confliction. The guy said, oh man, I got 3 degrees, I got 2 degrees, blah, blah, blah. He's a computer programmer. Do you really care what kind of degree your computer programmer got? Your computer's not working, you want to fix. Do you care when he went to school? I don't care. When my computer's not working, I want somebody to fix it. I don't care he went to DeVry, Popeyes, or went to school in his basement. It really don't matter, because at the end of the day, you're paying for results. So that's basically what we're going to talk about. Like I said, mindset, their personality type, their mentality, their cultures, their values, their upbringing, their belief system. Some people just got, the belief system is just so out of whack, because they believe like I had one guy, he got accepted to a good school to go get to a good program, but he always was telling me what his mother told him. But his own mother, creditworthiness wasn't good enough to get him to approved for additional financing to attend his new top school. I said, listen, you can talk to me about your mom in a love capacity, how she cared for you, but don't talk to me about your mom in an academic sense or in the finances, because it makes no sense, because she's not an expert, because it demonstrates to her lack of money, bad creditworthiness. You know what I mean? So some people culture and value, they're also conditions to respect and value their mom and the whole full table, full components, is that they don't departmentize the category. Respect your mom, love your mom, but you got to recognize what area in life your mom is an expert in. If your mom is not rich, she don't have a ton of money, she don't own a business, and she's a working person, she's a career woman, right? The only advice she can really give you in reference to money is the stuff that she knows. She can't. It's not magical, folks. It's like she can't give you advice about economics when she didn't study economics. She can't tell you about how to make money when she never made any money other than what somebody gave her. Yeah. Some people just put on this earth to go work. Some people were put on this earth to create. Some people are going to be entrepreneurs. Some people are just a risk taker. I'm a risk taker. I could lose all my properties, all my assets. I could even lose my freedom, and I will be successful wherever I may be at. All right? I'll be successful because I have a success mind. Why? Because my grandfather had a success mind. I come from that space of success mind. I believe I could achieve. I believe I could succeed. So repeat after me. So I believe, James. You believe. So you gotta believe. You gotta believe that you could do whatever it's gonna take to get you to your goal. So as we're approaching this 2012, as we're approaching this new year, is there some commitment you gotta make to yourself? There's some goals you gotta set. If you got no money today, you need to start investing in some material, some books, some seminars that talks about making some money. That could give you the education you need how to make some money, because that's what you lack. Because you're a good person, the marketplace is only going to pay you for what you brings. They don't care if you're a good person or a bad person. That's why everybody prosper. You got to have drive, you got to have determination, you got to have knowledge, you got to execute, you got to market. If you don't do these things as components, you guarantee that to succeed. Like right now, you got to really do what I call the 3 M's. You got to really focus on and the 3 M in the market, in your market. You know what I mean? You got what I always call the 3 M: a market, message, and media. And this is where everybody failed in life, because they might enter a market, the real estate market. They forget real estate is a local market. Real estate is very local. The people that buy houses, either for investments or they religiously buy stuff like a supermarket, they live from around a circle. Like I'm in New York, people that buy a house in Queens are from Queens, Brooklyn, maybe the Bronx. And so You know, so if I'm gonna send a message, a marketing message, you know, I need a media that reach this particular market. When you go to the neighborhood that you want to do business at, who lives in that marketplace? You know, the people that buy a house in this marketplace that I live in, mostly Caribbean American families. So I'm gonna be in there. I want to be in their radio. I want to be in the paper, the newspapers, because I want my message to be where they are actually listening to this information. Because it don't make no sense to have your message and where the customer is not at. Because if I'm sending my message to New York City, you know, I'm not selling an apartment in New York City. You know, that's a whole different mindset. That's a whole different mentality. That's a whole different behavior. You know what I mean? It's like it's different money. And people in New York City might looking for an apartment in the $1 million. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, up to maybe like $20 million. That's a very competitive space. So if I'm going to market to New York City, my publication is going to be the New York Times. I'm going to use some of their TV. They got their own TV channel in New York City that everybody watch. So that's what I'm going to focus with. But I'm going to focus on that media, because you're dealing with an affluent market. They have a ton of money. They have attorneys. They can afford everything they can afford because they're making a ton of money. So if you're in a local market, you're trying to make money, you gotta make sure your message read the media that the people are accustomed to listening, getting their data from. It's like being a politician. You gotta get the message everywhere, but 2012, you're working with a limited budget. You got to make it effective. I mean, again, this right here was a message about personality type, get people to get along, red line, blue line, orange line, sometimes I use, and green line. Again, if someone's giving you a lot of headache, somebody's like giving you a hard time, you're having a hard time getting along with someone, you got to red line them, meaning that you got to leave them alone. You got to avoid having conversation that cause that conflict, that cause that uneasiness. You got to avoid this type of conversation. Like myself, I have a lot of peace in my life. The reason why I have peace because I refuse to allow people to frustrate me, to make me uneasy. You know, I'm gonna tell you what it is, what we're gonna do, what we're not gonna do, and that's it. And the story. You know, if you got a better proposal, put it in writing. Let me read it. Let me read it. Let me make it make sense. People come through this door all the time. You know, always offering their opportunities. You think everybody, I should be part of that network marketing scheme. You know, business, whatever. I don't like talking to people. I don't. I love training, but go out there convincing people to do something, that's not me. I'm not gonna walk on, hey, you be good in my business. I want you to join Herbalife. You can lose weight. Look at this right here, chicken wing and hot sauce. You get all that. That's not me. So stop trying to recruit me. Don't send me email. When you see me at the hotel, I'm not a good candidate for you. I'm really not. I'm terrible at this thing. So I know that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know that as well, what you will do, what you will not do. There's nothing wrong with network marketing. It's not for me. You know what I mean? I'm not a direct marketer. I mean, I'm the type of guy, I like to press a button on my computer, send an email out. Type of guy that I like to call the local paper, place an ad for a campaign and pay the $1,000 and wait for the phone to ring. That's me. And then when people come through,